What is going on, people? Feroncio here, back with another Battle Mage Saga episode. So in this episode we will collecting 2 more talismans for our build, complete an invasion that happens here, advance some NPC quests, collect new armor sets and weapons. Again folks, this is not a walkthrough, but if you're following the series, I'm trying not to lock you out of the NPC quests, so I'm either completing the ones that I think it's necessary to complete the build, or trying to advance them to avoid locking you out of them if we go to a place that is out of order. Let's put it this way. So just to recap, our battle mage is getting really powerful. If we check over here, we are level 86 and we are about, after this episode, to go into the consecrated snowfields and into the mountaintop of the giants, areas that we shouldn't be there if you're not at least level 120. So we are very underleveled, but we are still cruising. Again, more important than that, if we go check, we are just 30 hours into the game. This is pretty much nothing. 30 hours is nothing for the amount of content that we have done so far. We have exhausted pretty much all the basic areas. What we have not done, and I think I may spend some time, it is all the way to the underground areas. We have not done a single underground area. We didn't go any of those elevators. We have not even went into Norcron, which I think I may go just to get the mimic, and then a couple of important items to advance Runny's quest, so you at least have a mimic if you want to use it. But for today, let's go and start up on this by talking to Gideon. So let's talk first about Aisha.
Oh, my Ensha got rather ahead as his master. But now, Ensha finished. Yes. Allow me to tender some advice. Find the albinoric woman. She hides in a cave She knows the location of the...
So, about the secret medallions.
She knows...
So, always make sure that you exhaust all the dialogues. Let's talk about Nepheli's despair.
Indeed. So I had no, honestly. A determined plebeian is, I suspect, a dose of that.
Let's talk about unlocated demigods.
There are 4 more. Nicola, his twin, Luna Princess Rani, and the one Rani has said to saw here at the hall. If you should learn anything, I'll trade your findings for a hidden treasure. We both desire to stand as such.
Alright, so for now we can leave Gideon and we can go all the way to talk to the Dung Eater. Dung Eater is, we already gave him one of those death seat beds.
Have you ever felt the curse, the pox upon life? Apparently not. You are but a lamb. You no longer I've been along with it.
So don't forget to exhaust all the dialogue.
You have felt the... I can smell it on... Apparently my sick was a brief risk going unshackled, trapped in this sewer.
So we got the sewer gale key, which I need...
your corpse, then the pox will truly be your own.
So he is pretty much trapped in the sewers, and the sewers, we've been there already under the Lane Dell. So if you want to advance his quest, you can now. You have the key. Now let's talk to our friend D. And give him the weather dagger.
Whoa. How did you get... Well,
I know very well who's... Why don't I return it to them? Good work, bringing...
So, and that's pretty much all we want from D. So now let's go over here. Use the opportunity to upgrade.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit?
Let's spirit tuning our skeletal militia. So now we need Grave Glove worth 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, so the big ones. Also, there is something that we need to know.
I warned you about a little while ago. Someone's starting. I can hear the howling and wailing of spirit. A plethora. Can't even imagine. Not even the crack. You should keep your distance. I know you're strong.
So she is talking about the Dunn Eater. After here, we're going to talk to Fia.
I am pleased. Would you like me to hold?
Let her hold you.
Come closer. You are so very warm.
So we got the Badashi blessing. And let's talk about the black knife
Dear
print.
Roger, like the ancient plot, the black knives wielded by the along with the
So now we can
Good day
live.
to you.
And from here, I am going downstairs talking to Nepheli.
Ah, you, please. It's pathetic. So you know already, do you? Right. For indulging my father, I would have done anything for... And yet I betrayed him. And to think he'd order his men... Where is the justice? He once told me that he would never allow the downtrodden. Was he simply lying? No. How could I say that? Father has always... And now...
Okay, so now we give her the Stormhawk King that we collected all the way on the 4
Is
belfries.
that ash? I can say thanks. I don't feel the still. It reminds me of my... Thank you. In this ash, it reminds me of my...
Okay, so once we are done here, by the way, I don't think I published that episode. So I went all the way back to Liurnia, and on Liurnia there is this site here that's called the Foot of the 4 Belfries. You ride this thing all the way up to the top, you hit the 4 belfries, you collect an imbue key that is in one of those belfries, and then you hop on the first one. That will take you right back to the Chapel of Anticipation. You kill that crafted scion from the beginning, collect his armaments, and then the ashes will be right on the top. But I may have done this because that is part of Varus quest. So go refer to the Varus quest to see how that ash was collected, and you should find it. So yeah, I'm quite sure I published that. So with all of this, what we're going to do, we talk to Fia, we talk to D. Next thing that we need to do is just over here to the side of Grace, and we can just pass time until morning. And now D is gone. D is gone, and if we go back, we will see that there is that door open out there. Fia is not here anymore, and we're going to meet Fia down this path here, and she is by the side of poor D. D doesn't look well, but let's go talk to Fia. Oh, first we got D bells, bell bearing, and all his armor set.
Find a stolen hallow, and now, though I ask, I am Hark Round Table. We who live in wait. What right our Lord?
Sophia is going to be gone. So D, it's have a very unfortunate end. We got his bell bearings, we got his armament. Next thing we're going to do here is get an invasion done. On this side here there is an invasion, and down there there is a very cool weapon. So, but before we do anything, let's just go and get done with this invasion. Ah. Man, what a pain. All right, sorry, man, but you caused me way more trouble than you should. Anyway, just pay attention. This guy will have some frost, and he'll cause frost, but you know, nothing that we cannot take care of. In any case, once he is done, before you actually go back, just go over this area here. And let's collect the Cipher Pata. Really cool faith weapon. This thing is really good, especially at the beginning of the game. And now we can teleport back. And there is one more thing I want to do, but not in the hold. So from here we are pretty much done in the round table for now. What I want to do now is hop all the way back to Rennie's Rise, and let's go talk to Seluvis. So Seluvis is going to ask us to do a couple of things. He will provide us one of his puppets. Actually, we will buy both of his puppets. So
Begging for another letter. Doesn't mean.
So let's talk about Nepheli first.
So you, I may have expected too much.
Then we'll talk about your
You
chambers.
break into a fishness knows no fine and well. You tricked me. I believe that you yearn for it. Well, no, but perhaps now.
So we can choose one of those. It doesn't matter. We can buy them later. So for now we're going to leave. Then I will go back to run his Rise, Then we're going to try a couple of things. We need to revisit his puppet sellers. So let's go back over here to Seluvis puppet seller. Visit all of this. And once we are done here, I think we can go back to run his rise. And let's see if we can trigger his dialogue to get us another puppet. Alright, so let's talk back to Seluvis and let's see what changed.
Begging for another me.
So nothing changed. So we'll need to go and visit one more of his cellars, and this is way back here in Limgrave. So back on the peninsula right here, there is this Witchbane ruins. So let's go and visit the Witchbane ruins. I think we can just ignore everything and just land on top of just go over here, make sure that you see everything, kill those guys before they cause any major issue, and from here just let's go back to Runnies and see if this will actually trigger his dialogue. That other seller is part of sorcery selling quest. And I really don't remember if I've done it on this series or not. But now let's go talk to Seluvis again. Okay, so now we want a new puppet.
What's that? Quite the key. But I'm afraid I can Oh, dear. Why don't you? If you can, the soul of every. And once. Oh, yes.
So let's obtain a new puppet. Let's get the other guy. And
proving to be quite. I've not had an.
So let's talk to Seluvis again. And now let's ask him about the scheme.
Perhaps it will produce that which I aspire to check. A ploy to fool even Lady Ra.
It sounds interesting.
I had you just like me. Then I'd like you to procure a rather unique stuff. With that, my special draft, and even a demigod would be.
So let's talk about Amber Starlight.
Rather unique. With that, and even a demigod.
All right, so now let's leave. And from here, folks, we're going back all the way to the Altus Plateau. So this is the good thing about being up ahead in the Altus, because now I don't need to worry about do I need to go to Altus Plateau or not before I do this, before I do that. So what we are looking for is this kind of a cave that is right here. We'll teleport to the Altus Highway Junction site of grace. And from here, we will go directly over here. Very easy, straight ahead. Not really any enemies in the middle, so we cool. You can go on the bottom or you can jump here from the top, does not matter. So, but this is what we are looking for. It's a very interesting dark area, and if you do not know what you're looking for, this thing will, you know, pass totally unnoticed. Now, once you're here, you have some land octopuses, really easy to deal with. You know, they don't cause any problem. Just stab those poor things. This is what Seluvis asked, but before I do anything, I'm just going to get rid of these little guys. And once you're here, okay, collect all of those sacramental birds. They are very good. These are rares, very hard to find sometimes, so collect all of those. Collect the Amber Starlight, of course, that's what we are here for. And once we have collected all of this stuff, oh, there is a couple more here. Once we have collected them all, why not collect the mushrooms as well? But once we are done here, we can teleport back, and let's go back, talk to Seluvis. So those NPC quests, they are all tied up one to each other. If you complete one, don't complete the other one. And if you don't do that in the proper order, sometimes you lock yourself out of, one of those rewards, and you never, find how do I get this, or how do I get that. I think I did everything right. So now we can give the Amber Starlight.
The blessed goodness to think yes, I should give
Never forget to exhaust the dialogue. So now we get the Scorpion Charm. So I like the magic Scorpion Charm. It's going to be beneficial for this build. We have a couple of them. This enhances charge spells and skills. But this guy, raises magic attack, but we lower damage negation. So we already having a penalty by using the Radagon Sword Seal. So Sword Seal increases damage taken. This guy lowers the damage negation. So it's not bad. It's not optimal, but it is something that I can use at the moment. I'm not going to regret. That's going to make us even a little bit more OP. There is still one more that I want to do. And to do this, I am going underground, folks. So we will be hitting an elevator that is here for the Siofra River. So let's come from the third church of Marika. And from here, we'll go straight to this area. So pretty much straight south from the church. We've been here many times right at the beginning of the game. And I can see the construction from here already. That big, nice thing right here. So we got the Siofra River. Let's go down. This is the first time I'm going underground. And what I want to do is just go collect another talisman that is in this area. So this is going to be a little bit confusing right on the beginning because we don't have any maps, but I will be getting the map right on the first 1 minute of being underground. So don't worry, everything is going to be a little bit more clear in a bit. So first, let's get the Site of Grace. And if we head over here, you're going to see that this is different than this. So we are underground and we don't have a map of Siofra River, but we will very soon. So from here, let's hop on Torrent, and of course, this is here. Why not, right? Pick up that golden rune. And let's go in this direction, collect some stuff, and we'll hit this elevator here. Collect the golden rune. Let's go up. So from here, total different area, but not so much. So let's collect the preserving boluses. And from here, okay, I really be careful with the crab. I really don't want to get into the matters of doing this area. If you want to know how to, do this whole content here, you can either explore yourself or you can go take a look at my other playlist, the Elden Ring Play Along. That content is 100% will guide you through all of this. But right now, the only thing that we need to do is head to this pillar here for now and get the map from the Siofra River. So now we have the whole map. We came in from here, we took the elevator, we end up in this area. We went all the way to this side of Grace, and from here I'm going to head straight to here where there is another side of Grace, and then we'll go right here on this area and then teleport to another region. So here first to collect a side of Grace, and don't forget to collect, you know, the Ghost Global Wharf. Be careful on the river. The river contains a bunch of electrifying orbs. So we'll be going ahead on this thing here later on. But for now, all we need to do is just collect the Side of Grace, because that's what we want. Be careful with those orbs. Those orbs can do some significant damage. And feel free to collect any of those loots in between. But what we want is that Side of Grace that I can see from here, close to the area that I marked. And here it comes, the orbs. So I am in fact over here and not in here. So we're looking for this point right here. So let's take this out of the map. Let's check really quick. Alright, not even close. Okay, so from here, folks, we will head straight south to this piece here. You can do it actually from the land. You don't need to go into the water. Just be mind of these guys here. Yeah, they are really bad. So also there will be an ancestral shooting arrows at us right there. Ignore him. Just pass through this teleport, travel, and get out of here. And we'll be teleported to another area of the same map. So we're here and we're going to go through the lakes. But just to recap, we started here. We went through this Side of Grace, collected the map, went all the way to this Side of Grace, went down, went through here, got teleported all the way over here. So now, once we here, there will be a boss in this area, right? So first, there is a lot of content to be done. There is some loot in that area. So let me check. I think what I want is on the other side. Yes, it is. So let's go back up. Let me check here what I wanted to do. What is the big boss? It's not down. It is on the other side then. Alright, here it is. So, couple of things. You really don't need to fight that dude, okay? All we need is a chest that is on that waterfall out there, and I'm just going to hop along. Do not trigger the boss. If you want to fight him, that's fine. If you don't want to fight him, that's fine. But all I want is in here. So come over here. Collect the Marika's Scar Seal. And get out of there. Okay? So pretty much very easy, straightforward. Just collect the seal. If you want to do this content, that's fine. But I really don't want to do it. So let's go take a look at the Marika's, what we just got, right? So Marika's Scar Seal is pretty much like Radagon's. However, will raise Intelligence, Faith, and Arcane. And of course, it will increase damage taken. Now, the difference between the Source Seal and the Marika's Scar Seal is that the Source Seal will also raise my Vigor by 5 points. So it offsets the damage taken by a lot, right? Because now I have way more life pool. I can take more damage. So the Scar Seal does not. It just give me like 3 more points into those attributes. So for example, if I go take this guy and put the Marika's, take a look at what is going to happen to my Mind, Intelligence, Faith, and Arcane. They all get increased by 3, and that's because the Scar Seal is the small version of the Sword Seal. So the Sword Seal is available later on, but if you need some faith, for example, if I want to use Flame Grant Me Strength, I can pretty much put the Scar Seal at the moment and have, you know, enough to cast Flame Grant Me Strength, which I may do, right? Because I'm doing more damage in Intelligence, I'm buffing up with Flame Grant Me Strength, I have more Mind, I have even more Arcane, so it is not really a bad choice, specifically at this time in the game where, you know, we have access to some very interesting buffs, but we'll still take some penalty until we can raise our attributes and do not need those items anymore. So the other option is keep using the magic Scorpion Charm, which will raise the magic attack and lower damage negation. But you know, it's not a problem really, you know, as long as you don't get hit, either case everything works, right? So folks, I'm going to wrap up from here. If you enjoy the content, again, you know, please make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Why not subscribe to the channel, and let me know on the comments what kind of content you would like to see in this channel in the future. If you are enjoying the Battle Mage, if you have some critic comments, anything, feedback is always appreciated. And with that, I'll see you in the next episode.